Shout out to all of the business owners out there. Shout out to all of those who want to support small businesses, who are looking for Black-owned businesses, looking for Latinx businesses, looking for businesses that not only caters to our community, but understands our community. And that is the really big point that I'm trying to do with Shop Bob, that I am doing with Shop Bob. That's right, we're going to speak it. I am doing with Shop Bob, is allowing businesses a platform to talk about the why behind their business, talk about their passion, talk about their process and how to move their business forward. And of course, connect them with people like you who can now shop from businesses. Recently, the Culture Ref, they did an amazing video. I saw that. Please, Nicole, let Bob know that I love the video on Nina Simone. It was absolutely amazing, and we need him on camera more. So maybe one day we could get him on Shop Bob. Fingers crossed. Love it, love it, love it. What Shop Bob is really doing is allowing a space for us to truly engage with the consumer, so that way the consumer understands who you are behind the business name, who you are. Who are they shopping from? They're shopping from Maria Moyes, from Jet's Beauty Supply in Florida, Gainesville, Florida. They're buying from Selenu. Yes, they're buying from women, they're buying from men who had the vision and actually created the business for us to patronize. And now we know that our dollars are going directly back into the communities. The other aspect of Shop Bob is doing better business. There are way too many businesses out here that are not competing at a level for them to truly gain space in the market. You can't keep selling to your friends and family. You gotta grow your business and reach an audience that's outside Mama and Pookie and them in order for you to truly sustain and to truly gain profit. And a lot of that has to do with digital brand marketing. How is your digital imprint in the, how is it? Okay, you got a Facebook page. Okay, you got an Instagram page. Okay, you may even have a website. But how are you truly capturing your audience? And I'm going to bring these amazing women that are near and dear to my heart. They have an awesome, awesome podcast, but content is queen. They are just tremendous. They've got Go Alchemy, which is a whole nother branding platform. And they have DigitalXmedia, which is the most futuristic forward platform to get your business in line, to gain more eyes on your product, so that way you can get more business. So I am going to invite Alexis J and oh, y'all in the same spot? Oh, my bad.
Yes, honey. Yes.
We thought this would be easier.
Right. We thought.
We thought.
We thought it
We
would
didn't
be
know.
What's up, Mama?
Yes, the queens are in the building. Together. Hey, hey, hey. I'm so excited.
You're on the same spot.
So excited to see y'all. Y'all have no idea. Like, I love y'all so much for so many reasons. But the main thing that always has me in awe is seeing a woman who is about their business.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
It
yes,
is something
yes.
about that drives me. So if you could, please introduce yourself and your business to our lovely audience.
You go first, ma'am.
So we're in the same spot. I'm Alexis. I am co-founder of DigitalXmedia. It's not like founder.
One half of
DigitalXmedia.
And I'm Sanarr, and I'm the other half of DigitalXmedia. And like you said, co-host as well of But Content is Queen. And, you know, we are so excited to be here. Like, there was no thought, question, doubt, nothing. It was like, oh, we can be on Shop Bob, like, let's go, let's do it, because we definitely are here for the support that you put out there for Black-owned businesses, for women-led businesses. Like, that is definitely something that is, obviously,
you let us on the show.
Yeah, like this is what we're about, right? This is what we're doing, and we're trying to make that that mark of Black-owned and women-led businesses in marketing, because it is a very male and white male dominated business, right?
Which a lot of industries are.
Right. Which, okay, fair. Yeah. I'm not a representative for pharmaceuticals or stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about the other industries. But in marketing, you just see a lot of agencies, a lot of brand shops. They are, you know, they don't really cater to the people, right? And you see a lot of women and a lot of you know, Black people in entry level positions, or people that, you know, like you were talking about, you do your Instagram, you do your social, you know, you dabble in this, you done Facebook blueprint. If anyone, you know, has taken the education classes on Facebook to see how they can leverage Facebook better, and they can't seem to get their foot in the door to work at any of the agencies. And, you know, we weren't having that. We've been doing this too long, and we're too good.
Yes.
Sorry, Janelle. Go ahead. No, because Janelle's like, I will take this
over. Has Sanarr told any lies? Has Sanarr told any lies? Not a one. Not a one.
Not
a one. But there's something that you really pointed out that I appreciate. Shout out to Programmatic Digest out there.
Yes.
What you said was that, you know, there are agencies out there that we are not able to connect with. And there are a lot of, I mentioned earlier today that there are a lot of even Instagram pages and Facebook pages that are servicing our community. They are benefiting from our community, but they don't come from our community. So they can't talk our talk, they can't walk our walk, but yet they know how profitable it is for us to work with them. And it's not fair because they truly can't speak for us on what our needs is for our audience. Like, can these agencies, can these companies, can these pages really help support you if they don't understand your language?
And I think that part of the problem is that there are lots of ways to be an expert in marketing. And obviously, you know, you have these agencies that have been doing this a long time. They have the platform and vendor contacts. They understand the different technical, you know, the different marketing technology tools and stuff like that. But so they're able to do marketing well, right? But it's a one size fits all, right? And they also don't have the best interest at heart for us as consumers or for our businesses, right? And I think that was one of the things that Alexis and I very much initially, like, we both come from brand and agency side, right? And we've been doing this for a long time. We're not gonna say how long because we look too cute to be, you know what I'm saying? Too cute, right?
Yes,
but
mind you, both sides are about the bottom line, the dollar, which is why they don't cater to us. It's about money. One size fits all. All dollars are the same.
And they're all built on models that take retainers and a markup, a percent of media spend from clients, right? So, or if you're working on the client side, right, you are full-time employee and there's always fighting over budget between like the different areas of the business, and it's just not the best interest at heart for the business, right? So we've done this for a while and we were kind of like, you know, there's a better way. There's a gap to be filled here, especially in this day and age, especially everything coming over the last 2 years where we see so many more small business owners, startups, you know, Black-owned businesses, and they have money and the need to market their brand and grow their brands, but they don't have any companies out there that are easily accessible, that give them direct access to the people who are going to be executing the marketing, and that are priced in a structure that, you know, is for their benefit.
Right. Where they're not using their whole entire media marketing budget just to pay the agency to run marketing.
Right. Look, I don't know if everybody, you know, how much time they spent, you know, doing any kind of marketing or anything like that. But let me tell you something. The funniest thing, not coolest, but the funniest thing to see is when you're on agency side and you have a client meet, or client side, and you have a meeting with the agency and 16 people from the agency join the call.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
It's like, who is, his name's Bob? What is Bob doing here? Is that my auntie? How does she get invited to this?
Well, Bob runs the IT over in our East Medical wing.
Okay.
East Medical, but this is about shoes. Like, why is he in this meeting?
And any advertiser, any brand, if you're ever working with an agency and you see they bring a bunch of people to the table, that's where your money's going.
Right.
Please believe it.
Right. That is where your money's going.
Ooh.
Bob got a mortgage.
Bob got a mortgage. You see that salesperson that they already have your business. Why are they going to? Because they're going to take you to lunch.
Right.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to use some of that media budget to take you to lunch.
And that's great. If you are a Coca-Cola, if you are a Home Depot, if you are a Delta, God, why am I naming all the Atlanta companies? If you are, shout out to ATL, you know what I'm saying? That's where we're based, shout out, you know. But if you are one of those companies and you have hundreds of thousands of dollars to throw away, right? Have at it, right? But when you are like your last guest, because we was watching Henny, like if you are a Cora or, you know, you're like any of these brands that are growing, are beneficial to our community, that want to do marketing, like you ain't got money to be wasting on everybody and their lunches.
Every dollar counts.
Exactly.
Because the one thing about, you know, because y'all big time, y'all got like big like corporate, you know, accounts and stuff. But a lot of these
don't say that.
businesses,
we don't need enterprise companies knocking on our door.
And their troubles. We don't need them in their troubles.
But a lot of the businesses that I've been dealing with are the mom and pop shops. They are the small business owner. They are the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker in their position, and they don't even know that this aspect of business, agency, and marketing even exists. So when they make their business plan, when they actually, well, some of them don't. That's a whole nother story. They don't even have a business plan. But when they're doing that, they don't even budget for any marketing dollars. All they think is that they post something and then it's supposed to immediately get all of this engagement. Celebrity is going to happen to trip and fall into it. Repost, and repost. And now Oprah's got it. And now they're on the newest bestsellers list for whatever.
You get one and you get one.
So the bottom of their website, as seen on.
Right. Don't make fun of me when I start doing it.
Oh, we're going to put as seen on Shop Bob on the bottom of DigitalXmedia.
Yes.
You know what? You better go ahead and say it. But see, right there is they're not even planning that. So are they really setting themselves up for success if they cannot compete with these other brands?
So God, I was ready to jump instead. Is that okay? Because I was like, so you hadn't even finished the sentence yet. And I was like,
she had a little spittle.
Look, I was like, so God, I'm so ready to talk. The thing is it's not about competing directly with these bigger companies, right? That's one, right? So let's take that off the table.
Okay.
Everybody has to carve out their niche, right? And that's what good marketing is. Good marketing is finding your right audience, finding the channels, finding the messaging, finding the timing that is going to get you to the people who are going to be most engaged with whatever it is that you have going on, and then capturing their attention and then getting them to whatever action it is that you want them to take, whether that is to follow you, share you, buy from you.
Some type of engagement.
Right. And then keep coming back, right? And be an advocate for your brand, right? So
brand loyalty, that's what we want.
Lifetime value of that customer, right? So that's the goal in good marketing. But to your point, most business owners, most mom and pop shops, most small business owners, us, right? You would be surprised. People would think, oh, you guys do marketing, so you must have all the time in the world to do your own marketing. No. We have other things in the business to do. And when you are a business owner, you do have to wear multiple hats, but you also have to know when to carve out space for someone who knows how to do something better, to do it on your behalf, because that's when it's going to be done well, right?
And also, Sanarr said something, oh, you guys do marketing. A lot of brands, small businesses, medium-sized, even big businesses, they don't know what they need.
Right.
So they come to the table with, you do marketing.
Go.
And half the time they're like, can we do what y'all do, billboards?
Yeah.
What y'all do this? What y'all do TV ads?
Yeah, I want my picture in Essence.
You know, this is marketing. We should be able to get all the things.
Marketing. Right. Give me marketing.
Right. And it's like, well, you're e-commerce.
Right.
You don't have a brick and mortar.
Right.
Do you need a TV ad?
Right. Do you need a billboard?
Do you need a billboard?
Right.
You know, do you even need paid search, searching Google?
Right.
Because you don't even have brand awareness.
Right. Right.
Wow.
There are certain things you need to get in place before you even try to put your dollars to these channels.
Right. And that was one of the gaps that we also were trying to service when we started DigitalXmedia. Again, our experience being on both sides, we were just like, who sold these people this marketing? Right? Like this is a salesperson trying to make commission that did this, right? Instead, we created a place that brands could go to and just say, hey, I don't know what I need. I need marketing. And I know I don't have the time or the expertise to do it. And even more than that, I don't have the time or the expertise to source someone to do it, because I don't even know what to ask them. What do they know how to do?
Right.
So they just come to us and they say, hey, I need marketing.
Right.
And this is my budget, or this is how many hours I would like someone dedicated to working with me.
Or they may not even know, because a lot of people don't know how much time they need. So it's, hey, this is what I do. Right. This is how much money.
Right.
Can you help me figure out how much time to do X, Y, and Z that's going to be? Right.
And that's what we do. We have a network of experts. We call them experts because they are experts. And we take their skill sets and whatever a client tells us that they need, we then assign them someone who can help do that, right? And then they help them. They go, okay, first step, to your point, let's put together a media plan for you. Let's figure out how much money you need to or can afford to put towards your marketing. Let's see, yes, I love your idea about a billboard on the highway, but let's table that. So that's not going to help you reach your goals. Even sometimes to the point of, let me help you figure out what your goals are for your marketing. Because some clients don't even know that. They're like, I just know I want my business to be successful and I want marketing.
Right.
Okay. So we got a question that was posed. Shout out to Lonnie B. Brown. The question was, what is a realistic budget for marketing if you are e-commerce?
I'm so happy you asked this question, because the realistic budget is $1 gazillion.
$1 jillion. Sorry, they're not gonna like that.
We're gonna break this down. There is no one size budget for e-commerce, for any industry, for any vertical. It depends on
any platform,
what you're selling, who you're targeting, your audience. I mean, there's so many factors.
And what your overall
thank you. I was looking for, it's your overall goals.
Right.
That's how we determine what you should be looking to spend, because that's when we put these numbers in our little computers,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what we
That's
spit
right.
out.
We're really nerds. We
Here
look
you go.
fabulous. Yeah, we look fabulous, but we're really nerds. We're really spreadsheets and calculations and platforms, because that's what digital marketing is about. And you may not have liked our answer, but don't get daunted by that, because
that's right.
The truth of the answer is, you may think I need to have an idea of how much I need to get into, or else I won't be able to do it.
Right.
But you're thinking about it wrong.
Right.
You first need to be like, get the information of everything that Alexis just said, and then it'll be like, okay, here's an idea of your budget, and here's where you can start. There's an attainable area for every business size, right? It's just a matter of figuring out what that is, and you know, it just takes a little bit of marketing guidance and a little experience doing that to get there.
And I will say, for e-commerce, a lot of times, small businesses that are starting out, they target certain areas where they are getting the most traffic. When we're talking about geography-wise, so if we're targeting like Atlanta or New York City, you know, where they see it. But e-commerce technically is an international. It's your money can come from anywhere, but that does not mean you need all of the money to target everywhere.
And I think something I just thought about that you say all the time, especially when it comes to paid search. And same thing, Janelle, you said, you were like, people think they're going to turn it on. They're going to be like, give me marketing. And as soon as they get marketing, it's like, now I'm famous. It's not that. The one thing, more than figuring out what your budget is you need to wrap your mind around longevity and consistency. Because a lot of clients come to us and be like, how much money do we need? But regardless of what amount, we end up telling them that we recommend that they should run for their marketing campaign. They want to do that for a month.
For 1 month.
Right?
They expect their company to be in Forbes top 5 lists in 1 month.
Right.
Without any brand awareness.
Right. Most marketing activities take 4 weeks just for the platforms
to ramp up.
I don't want to be optimized, right?
I want to say to ramp up,
right?
But we never say give at least 4 weeks. We always, and this is any marketer would say, at least 3 months.
At least 3 months.
At least 3 months, because you have to build historical data. You have to build the back end stuff.
So any day when I'm talking to a client, any day I will take half of the budget that I recommend for twice as long a campaign flight than them giving me a larger budget over a shorter period of time. Because a larger budget over a shorter period of time is just throwing money at the wall.
Right.
I remember when I was first thinking about Shop Bob.
We'll take your money now.
But I remember when I was first thinking about Shop Bob, and I presented it to you both, and Alexis was really breaking down what the goal is, and I did not understand the difference in what the goal was. So Lachey, I saw you put it out there for goals that we should be focusing on, because for a small business owner, we want the sale, we want the profit. The profit, but what is the goal? Because if you're really thinking about market for a long-term campaign, because nothing I won't say nothing. There are some that are just blessed with they launch their business and do $1 million sales before midnight, and they sold out, and it happens. But for many of us, we have to think for the long term, because business is not a sprint; it is a marathon. So remember sitting with Alexis when I first sat with you both and discussed my ideas of Shop Bob, what it originally was. Her thing was like, well, what is your goal? So that way you could put together a campaign. And I didn't realize that getting engagement or just getting eyes on my brand was something that I needed to think about in regards to my beginnings of a marketing plan.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times with these businesses, like I said, they launch a product and they just think everybody's gonna buy it, but not realizing that the tried and true have been around since 1870.
Right. And that's the thing is that and shout out again, Programmatic Digest, you know, and someone else basis said you can't be Nike overnight. And like I'm seeing all these comments in here and I love it because it's true. There are all these really, really popular companies, and what people don't realize, like they immediately think, oh, they're making lots of sales.
Mm-hmm.
What they have in common is a loyal customer base.
Right.
Customers, users, people who are engaged with your brand is the most valuable thing any business can own. And when you have overall long-term goals for your business, the money comes, the sales come, right? Mm-hmm. If you are able to build that base, build a subscription list, drive users to your website, collect that user data. Look, these white people out here in Silicon Valley and at the Senate, every time they call Mark to the Senate when he's not hiding in the metaverse, they are fighting over user data, right? They are killing people out here over user data, okay? Because that is the most valuable thing that a business can own, because that is so expensive to capture customer information, because everybody knows the way to make a sale is to repeatedly market to the same person that you know. So it's the most valuable thing. So like when you talk about things like that engagement, and then you talk about these brands like Nike or whoever, like that's what they own. Right. Why they continue to do so well. They've been around for a long time. They've built their base. Right. Like people Nike'd up. They're not, you know what I'm saying? So no matter what Nike does, I mean, barring some things that, you know, before they get canceled, but whatever they do, right, they are going to make money now. So, and I think, you know, we had a client just like this the other day that we loved working with, local designer that like a local artist that did community like murals, and then took his designs and would put them on products and stuff, socks and tote bags and all kind of stuff. And he had like, you know, he has like his following and stuff. But one of the things we started running campaigns for him and layered on awareness to driving subscriptions to his newsletters, and then like retargeting, what's serving more and more ads to those same customers to get them to the purchase phase. And time again, like we would get on calls with them and the experts that were managing the account and just be like, really try to hit home with them. They'd be excited about the sales portion or the traffic to the site, but try to hit home. We've tripled your subscription list. We've quadrupled your subscription list. We, you know, like every single time that kept going up, we'd be like, you went from having, you know, these people in your local city, and now nationally, there are all these people who are like, oh, I know this brand, and thinking about you and talking about you and sharing it.
It's gold.
It's gold for him.
Your subscription list now, people that went to your site, people that, let me put in my email address and keep tabs, that is gold. And it also, there are paid things that you can do in marketing, and then there are non-paid things that you can do in marketing. And when you put paid dollars towards building your customer base, you can then leverage that in non-paid marketing. So you can keep generating revenue. It's the gift that keeps, thank you, Alexis. It's the gift that keeps on giving. But okay, I'm gonna get off the soapbox because you said engagement, y'all were talking about that, and I was like, yes.
No, this is good. No, this is good because it's all about, like, I really wanted Shop Bob to really help businesses do better. And this is information that we don't learn this. We don't even learn this in college. We don't learn this. Even in marketing, we do not learn this at all. Even for those who are getting their businesses degrees, when they take their marketing class, all they teach them is 10% goes to marketing dollars. And then, they don't really teach how to properly position your business. Shout out to Izzy. I see you. Love you guys. But I have another question that just came up, and I want to honor that. And it talked about for a business that doesn't sell a physical product, for example, a service industry like a braider, someone who's doing hair. So what would you really recommend for them?
Yeah. You want to take it or you want me to?
I know who this question is from, so I'm gonna let you address her.
Okay. Yes. Shout out to Roxy Mack. Yes, for a braider. So I mean, when you think DigitalXmedia, we are a tangible business, right? We're a service industry business. Right. And that's a very, very common thing. The limitation, well, it's not even a limitation, but the thing that you have to keep at the forefront of your mind is that your primary engagement, and going back to Alexis's point earlier, you want to identify your target audience, right? As the first thing in figuring out what do you need to do with your marketing, is centered around proximity to you, because you are doing a physical in-person service. I mean, unless you're virtually braiding people's hair, and you let me know about that.
I mean,
you could do classes though. Girl, stop playing. You could do classes, and you could make people sign up and pay for classes. But anyways, that's another thing. Hit us up separately, DM us for more information about that. But the first thing that you would want to do, you can still do marketing, but you just want to focus your activities geographically near you, right? Because the people who you can access are the people that you want to engage the most. But it's still about building that engagement, because especially a service like getting your hair braided, it's not always going to be something that someone needs right this second. But I am going on vacation in a month. Okay.
Or someone who is looking.
Right.
But they don't see you.
Right.
Their friend sees you, and their friend then refers, oh, I saw this person, this ad, this mother girl, this she lives in your city. Right. Hit her up.
So and that's the kind of thing that you don't want to narrow the audience based on what you think of someone who gets their hair braided, because that could be so many people, so many different attributes, so many different interests.
We travel to get our hair done.
Right. Like, you don't know, and we don't know what the need is. We don't know if it's something that they keep their hair like that all the time, and the person who used to do it just moved to Japan, or they're just going on vacation. Like, we don't know. So you want to narrow your audience by geography, and then search terms. And then also there are secrets within the industry of how you can piggyback on competitors. And I definitely would say, other salon braider pages, doing what you need to do, right? Like, this is what we do out here in the streets.
But I will say this, even with piggybacking, depending on who you are attaching your search terms to, not their name, right? Because I want to make sure you don't get sued and stuff for trademark.
Right.
But that can cost money.
Right.
So if you put dollars towards, I'm going to try and gain a competitive, some of my competition's eyeballs, and you are bidding on their stuff, that can get pricey. But just know that it's doable. It's doable. Also depending on what you're focusing on. Right. So if depending on if it's broad, or if you narrow it where you can really get in there and be like, I could spend $100 and piggyback off of so-and-so's hair, because I can get in where I fit in on this narrow term versus
you just want to be seen.
Versus hair braiding, for so-and-so.
Don't go out there with hair
so
braiding.
Also that's when budget comes into place. That's when, again, that's when your targeting comes into place. And that's when you need those experts to help you identify that.
And something else that I just thought of that's specific to like this type of industry too, service, and something that's aesthetically pleasing, like getting your hair done, that we haven't touched on yet, which is creative messaging. What you put out there, right?
What you put out there matters.
It does matter. Now, we're not saying you have to go to market with things that are perfect. Don't be ratchet. That's good for Megan.
No,
but you want to put out, if you're braiding hair, pictures of styles that you've done for clients, videos of you in the process. I mean, hyperlapse that, because nobody wants to watch like the whole thing in slow-mo, just like, you know, and look, it's done.
Education, content.
Education, content,
you know,
stuff like that is all creative, all messaging that you can leverage in marketing channels that are really, really important, because people want, you have 1 second to catch someone's eye.
Somebody's attention.
Right?
1 second.
Like if you are lucky, right? While they're scrolling past, if an ad pops up in the middle of a game they're playing, if someone they know sent them content, they like by the time they click on it, they're gonna click on it and be like, this is interesting, or I'm moving on to the next thing. So creative is also very important. And that's one thing too. We always, you know, we'll get clients that'll come to us, or even, you know, before DigitalXmedia, just working on client side, working agency side, where they already have all like these ideas about what their creative should be. Let your marketing expert lead you, because the channel is going to dictate what the creative should look like. So to Alexis's point, I'm saying it doesn't have to be perfect, but to Alexis's point, you want it to be good for the channel.
That's not my point.
Okay, what's your point?
It needs to be perfect for what you do. That's what I'm saying. Because if you do hair, but you are putting out a bunch of pictures of flowers.
No, don't do that.
And you know, just stuff that is aesthetically pleasing, but has nothing to do with your business.
Right.
To me, that says you don't even know what you're doing.
It's true.
Yes.
You know, I want to look, if I'm looking for a hair brand, I'm going through their stuff. I want to see that you even know what you're doing.
This is
correct.
Yeah.
You know, if you're putting out stuff about, you know, 10% of Black people use argan oil when they should be using coconut and stuff, I'm like this. Oh, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's also about that education in your content. It doesn't always have to be a nice picture. It can just be captured words where I'm going to be like, ooh, tell me more.
And I think part of that is the be genuine and be authentic too. And I think that's what I mean when I say don't be perfect, because I also see shout out to Naja out there, Dedica Group, which they are a bomb creative brand agency. And they like, and she's like, hello, because I know I know she gonna hit me later and be like, what you mean creative doesn't have to be perfect? That's what I mean is, right?
Naja, we here.
That don't think that you can't put anything out if it is not professionally created by a designer.
Yes.
You want it to be good. Have some respect for yourself, right? You want it to be true. You want it to be genuine. You want it to be authentic, right? You want it to be clean. You want to look professional, right? But put something out there.
And make sure the messaging actually
matches. Right. Like, honestly, I don't care about your cat on your hair braiding page, so don't post about your cat. Unless you braided your cat's hair. Then
that's serious. That's
or it's like when people post pictures of one thing and their captions be something totally different. I'm like, what does that have to do with your picture? You know, same thing in marketing.
No, it completely makes sense. And I think for a lot of businesses, especially the business owners that are popping in right now, we're talking to the founders of DigitalXmedia, Alexis and Sanarr, and we are talking about how to position yourself in a crowded area of social media. One thing that we want to encourage the small business owners that are watching right now is that start.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Janelle Simone, founder of Shop Bob, and I want to interview you. That's right, you. If you are a business owner, a founder, or even an industry expert, I want you on Shop Bob Live. We want to know more about what you do, the why behind what you do, and of course, to promote your services. So make sure you follow Shop Bob for more information, and I'll get with you soon.